Oh, hello. Moshi Moshi. Let me know if the audio is good. What's going on, everyone? I don't know the last time that I streamed. I think it was maybe like 2 months. Something like that. Maybe. Oh. What's up, Gevin? Shout out to Lothar, my boy. Jacko. Sir Kenya. From the country. Hey, clans. Oh, Chanel. I just ate a bagel. I'm feeling good. Yeah, it's been quite a long time, Tesla. But I was working on L video, so God to be seen. What's good, man? I was just playing some Dark Souls, but then I realized I had to stream, so here I am. Satsuki, the 25th Hood Buddy, that's my boy. Did I read the chapters though? I read the most recent chapter. I haven't read like the 4 chapters before that, but I read this one because I was interested in how things were happening. The other ones I wasn't really interested in. Hey Adam, thanks for joining the stream. My timing? What's my timing, man? Out of all the chapters to read, well, there's a reason. Well, I read all the spoilers, man. So like, I know what happens in the chapters, generally speaking. But I mean, obviously, everyone knows what this chapter was all about. So when I read the spoilers for it, I wanted to see exactly how it was happening. The spoilers made it out to be worse than it was. Well, not about the Kidimon stuff, but about like the law and kid stuff. So I wanted to see what was happening. What's up, JK? Do I play Smash Ultimate? If so, who do I use? I haven't played Smash in like 3 months, but yeah, I mean, I've played a decent amount of Smash, I guess, compared to a bunch of the fellas. But I use Donkey Kong, Monkey. Why not stream while playing Dark Souls? Sen was getting bodied last night. Well, listen, you should get bodied for your first time playing Dark Souls. But I wanted to be able to focus on the chat because I knew people were going to have questions. So like me playing a game wouldn't really work well with that, right? When will we get the video part 2? Maybe end of the year for part 2. Part 2 is just going to be Dressrosa, for those that don't know. I was talking about it with the boys, so I think it'd be better to separate part 2 into just Dressrosa, which means it'll be shorter, significantly so. Like, the only video that I think has a chance of being 6 hours long again would be the Wano portion. Whenever we go over it, Wano and Reverie, that's the only time I think it has a chance. Wano may be over by the time that I get to it in the video, so we'll see. But yeah, it's going to be Dressrosa for part 2. Part 3 will be Zoe and Whole Cake Island. And then Reverie and Wano, because they're basically the same arc. So. Ooh, $10 from Saucer's Lord. The boy, he's always donating. I'm surprised in your Downfall of One Piece video you didn't include a clip or picture of Lord Snickers. Hope you're doing well. You're dragging down this. Did I not include a picture? I think I included a single picture of Snickers in there somewhere. Maybe I didn't. Surely it was in one of my thumbnails. Surely. Kidimon surviving is hilarious, but Conjuro surviving is comedy gold. Now we just need Pedro. Do you guys remember, like 3 months ago, whenever we got the chapter of Kiku dying, quote unquote, and I was laughing my ass off. Look where we are now, man. And Kiku made that entire rosy speech about the snow melting, and here we are. When will we get another Nami worship ritual? Oof. I don't know, man. Maybe whenever Nami's like good again. I don't know. Like, as a hardcore Nami fan, it's been really hard. Nothing's been going Nami's way for like several arcs now, so it's I really just want some Nami greatness, but we're not getting it. Yo, what's up, Sin? Let's see, Jacka says it will. 1031 is the start of the climax. So I predict volume 1 more, aka 10 chapters. 10 chapters for the rest of Wano. Now, I think it's probably going to be somewhere close to 20, Jacko, because I mean, you imagine there's probably going to be like 3 or 4 chapters just for the epilogue of the arc, and then we still have the fights to go. So I'm leaning towards 20, maybe. Conjuro isn't dead. No. I don't think Conjuro is dead. Based on the chapter, like, you know, him drawing his last breath or whatever, I don't think that means anything. I don't think he's actually dead. Dritz, how long till Momonosuke dies and comes back 10 chapters later? Now, Momonosuke's a kid, so he can't. There can't be a fake death for him. Not that's believable, at least. How many fights? 3. So we got we got Queen, we got King. Whatever happens with Orochi, then we got Kaido. Uh, is there anything else going on? Oh, Big Mom. So what? That's 5 technically. I guess 4 because Orochi's not confirmed to be a fight or whatever. But yeah. If they get to Kiku and she's beyond saving, would it justify this at Dritz? This is from God to be seen. Would it justify it? Um, it depends what you mean by like what it's justifying. Does Kiku being dead justify the Conjure situation? No, I don't think so. No, it may be a unique spin to still kill Kiku, but at that point, it would have been better to kill her in the original her supposed to being dead. We'll have to see how it goes. I think it's kind of hard to turn what's happening into a W, personally. We have Rise. Oh, how could I forget Raizu and Fukurokuju? Big head. 36K on the new video. We get more content. I honestly enjoyed your video. The comedy made it so much more enjoyable. I can see you doing some fire content. This is from Sensei. Yeah, I think actually it's kind of weird because in the future installments, I may pull back significantly on the comedy to try and be a bit more neutral. Because obviously during the video, right? I think for a vast majority of the video, for those that watched it, I was pretty level-headed. But obviously, you know, I threw in some jokes at the expense of Oda. I don't know. Maybe it's best not to do that. I thought it was funny. But maybe in future editions, I'll just cool back on that and just be a bit more analytical. Also, we got $5 from MILF Lover, a man after my own heart. Have I seen Joy Boy's response to your Downfall of One Piece video? Yep. I watched it the other night. So, okay, I'll just tackle this right here because I'm sure lots of people are probably going to ask questions. So, I'm not really going to tackle any of the Joy Boy stuff. I feel like I don't really need to. So, I mean, you guys can ask questions if you want, and if it's a good question, I'll answer it. But I'm not really, it's not something I really care about. I feel like the video said enough on its own about its own quality. So, I don't think my response is needed. I'm just going to let it vibe. I don't really want to entertain the drama. $20. Oh, Mr. Lothar. It's been minted since I caught a stream. It's been a minute since I caught a stream. Glad I can make it. Yo, thanks for being here, Lothar. I appreciate it. Am I surprised that we've yet to see Kaido's flashback? Oh, yeah. So I'll comment on that real quick. I thought for sure that we were going to see a Kaido flashback prior to where we are right now. I thought that's where the Yamato stuff was going to come into play, like Yamato being on the rooftop. But it didn't happen, so obviously we're going to get a Kaido flashback. It would be very un-Oda-like for us to not get a flashback, and the only thing you could say is that he changed where he would normally put it. So this basically tells you that there's going to be a new climactic avenue that Oda's going to explore in order to fit the flashback in, because you can't just put it in randomly, right? It has to be able to fit in naturally. So, like, in Dressrosa, Lost flashback kind of came at like a low point for him during the fight against Dofi. And it kind of included Dofi's flashback inside of that flashback, right? So it really works there. And the same with like all the other flashbacks, essentially. They have to fit into the story. So right now, you have to find a way where it fits into the story. So there's either going to be a low point or some mystery with Kaido that leads into the flashback. If there's no flashback, I think it really does hurt Kaido. We got 40 rubles from Mecha, my boy. Wano is the worst arc in One Piece by far, 1 out of 10. He's spitting. Silver's just talking to his sister in VC right now. What the heck? Just don't go back on the jokes. Not your fault that people misinterpret the obvious. The jokes were good. I mean, like, here's the thing. I thought the jokes were actually pretty funny. They're funny because obviously they're poking fun. But I don't think it was like I was like yelling at it or anything. I was like being a bit coy, a bit petty with it. But we'll see. I mean, the next video, part 2, is probably, out of all of the videos, I think part 2 is going to be by far the most positive out of all of the parts. So I think that's probably going to surprise a lot of people. I have a lot of good things to say about Dressrosa amidst all of the issues. $5 from John Kabaki. I can't believe you harmed so many innocent people by criticizing One Piece. This is so sad. Hey, man, listen. All right. I do what I do. Dritz, would you say Orochi is good at being a hateable villain for his actions like Spandam, or did Oda not handle that well? So, they're good villains to compare themselves to because they're quite obviously built from a very, very similar mold. In my opinion, I don't think Orochi is anywhere near like the level of good hateability that you can get from Spandam. And one of the reasons I believe that is because there is obviously, and Morge would be just like, this agreeing with me right here. There's quite obviously something missing in the formula when it comes to like, the characters to the villains. One of the reasons why we hated Spandam wasn't just because like he was an idiot or like a gag villain. It was because of the bad things he was doing with Robin and the emotional ties we had with Robin during Enies Lobby, right? That's basically missing with Orochi. Orochi's kind of just like, I mean, for all intents and purposes, memeing around. He killed Yasu. I don't really think people are still holding on to that because, like, the narrative behind Orochi hasn't really been handled all that well, in my opinion. I think the Kurozumi stuff is pretty lame at this point. I think Oda should have explained that far before when he's going to. I think it's kind of hard to care about them without doing so. But I think Spandam was a much more hateable villain because we cared more about Robin. Don't know if you caught the Virgo stream. I had a take on you as a YouTuber from a fan perspective. If I was wrong about anything, I want you to correct me. I mean, go ahead, man. Just, I think the reason we haven't seen the Kaido flashback is because his backstory is related to a lot of mysteries. He knows about Joyba, for example. I think Oda is pussing out. No, I don't think. Now, here's the thing. No, I don't think that's the case. And since it's coming from me, obviously I'm being non-biased here. Afar. We're going to get the Kaido flashback. I think Oda's definitely saving it. He's probably building up to it. We get the Joy Boy stuff, so there's mystery behind it. Kaido's here for a reason. We don't know what that reason is in relation to Wano, so it's all building up to something. Oda will deliver on that. I'm positive. How many parts will I have for the video? So part one is introduction, Fishman Island, and then obviously Punk Hazard. So that's part one. Part two will be Dressrosa. Part three will be Zoe and Whole Cake Island. Part four will be Wano and conclusion. So 4 parts as of right now. Fourth part will be very long because I'll be obviously covering Wano, which there's a lot to cover in Wano. That's probably the most important video, actually, from my perspective. Wano is the most important arc, so it's the most important video, so I'm going to be talking a lot about that arc. And then once I'm done talking about it, you kind of have to give the conclusion to the entire video, so it'll be fairly long. Just the fact that Kaido needs a flashback to help his character speaks volumes of his writing as a villain because Crocodile didn't need a flashback to be a good villain. Well, yeah, well, I mean, well, Kaido is in a weird situation because I've said this a lot. I think Kaido has a lot of attributes to his character that I personally find likable. Like, if you guys watched my video, right, when I broke down the elements that are typically used in villains, Kaido kind of, ticks off a lot of the boxes. Good character design, in my opinion. Despite the stubby legs and or his 2 long legs in the flashback, I know what it was doing there, but he's ridiculously shrunk. He's got good screen presence, and his dialogue's not too bad. The most issues with Kaido don't really have a whole lot to do with Kaido. I think where Oda really fumbled was Oden. I think that Oda did not do a good job with Kaido and Oden during the Oden flashback. He alluded to things. I think the execution was fairly poor. And I don't think he's handling the Kaido and Yamato stuff very well. And this is also sort of like a Katakuri situation in a sense as well, because Katakuri has like the same elements that I just spoke about when it came to Kaido, right? He ticks off a lot of the boxes for what makes people enjoy characters, right? Most people love Katakuri. But one of the things that doesn't work about the Katakuri fight is that his character writing doesn't make any sense, and it's not representative of like the arc's themes. And then 2, Luffy makes the fight worse because of what's happening with Luffy. And the same thing's happening in the Kaido fight. What's happening with Luffy in the Kaido fight is not good, right? So it automatically affects Kaido. Dritz, is Hiyori a great female character? So I'm just going to put this in the realm of just One Piece. No. I think Hiyori is. I think there's basically nothing to Hiyori's character. I thought Oda was going in a really good direction at first. I think that the idea of Kamurasaki was a significantly better one than what he's going for with Hiyori. Kamurasaki is almost an entirely different character from Hiyori. And I think Kamurasaki came off as much more likable and a lot more going for her. I think there was something that Oda had going with her wanting to get revenge, but I do not like the way that Oda has handled Hiyori whatsoever. I think it's been basically just your average damsel in distress girl with not enough depth to really cover what is going on for Wano. Why are people hype over Kroom when there is nothing different between that and Gamma Knife? Also, what if Adult Momo fights Kaido with Enma? Fights Kaido with Enma? That's not happening. But why are people hype over Kroom? Well, I mean, here's the thing. With the Kroom stuff, it looks cool. Like when Law puts the room on his sword, visually, that's very appealing. But one of the things is I wish Oda kind of... the thing is, like, the Awakening thing, I think Oda needed to do a better job, because it really feels like he didn't really try with that. Glam, shut up. I'm not explaining nothing to you. Have I ever watched Best Guy Ever's video on Dofi? Nope. Make some great points about his wasted potential. I've actually never watched any of Best Guy's videos. But I agree that Dofi has wasted potential. That's been kind of one of my things. If you guys have been in the streams for a while, I talk about how I think that Dofi was actually too good of a villain for Dressrosa. Thoughts on Hawkins? Wasted potential or served his role well? With Hawkins, also thanks for the donation, Marcus. With Hawkins, things kind of fall under. I think Hawkins was wasted for one, absolutely, and two, like you know what Oda's going for with like Hawkins' character, but the execution of that is it's not satisfying whatsoever, especially with the abilities that he has. Ugh. But that chapter did have, for the first time in a while, some very clean art. So I guess there's a positive and then with a negative. But overall, I think Hawkins was wasted. Dritz, when's the video on Yamato being the best character in all of One Piece coming out? I should just get you out of here right now. Dritz, ZKK is inevitable, 200% happening. Ah. Dritz, what kind of videos are you planning on making after the One Piece Downfall series, manga review series? Yeah, basically, I'll be talking and reviewing manga. I'll be making that monster video that I've talked about ad nauseum. But yeah, I'll basically move into like a review slash analysis videos. Just do you think the age up of Momo was pointless like Silver's does, or is there potential? Uh, is there potential? Sure, I guess. I don't like really where it's going. So here's one of my issues with the Momo stuff. For me, it really feels like Oda completely ruined the archetype of character that Momo is. If Momo stays aged, then I don't care about him anymore. For me, one of the like I've said this for a while. Like most people prior to Wano hated Momonosuke, and I was one of like the few people that actually enjoyed Momonosuke aside from the poor fan service with like the girls, right? I thought there was a lot of good things going with Momonosuke prior to Wano, which is one of the things that made me excited going into Wano. Because I talked about this a bit in the Punk Hazard section. And it's one of those things that I think Oda completely stopped doing later on, which is, you know, when you're reading Punk Hazard and you see the relationship between Kinemon and Momonosuke, I said, and I still believe, that their relationship comes off as very believable to me. I think that Kinemon's fatherly nature with Momonosuke is actually one of the best parts of their dynamic, and I think that that could have been explored in a significantly better way because it seems to be all but forgotten outside of like one scene in Wano, right? Because no one cares about Momonosuke that's out of the scabbards until it's like convenient for the plot. But then Momonosuke, you know, his family's dead, so well, most of the family's dead, and you have a good scene in Dressrosa, which I'll talk about, where you know Momonosuke, in order to like get his mind away from all of the bad shit that's happened to him, is that he starts playing Shogun with Nami and Chopper, right? I actually really enjoy that scene because it shows the Straw Hats being parental towards Momonosuke, and you see this a lot. Nami is very motherly towards Momonosuke, and Luffy is kind of like the bigger brother for Momonosuke, and it creates a good bond between them. And you see this even go further into Zell. But then it kind of doesn't really go anywhere. Like the kid nature and him growing past the shadow of Odin is something that I thought had a lot of potential for Momonosuke. But the story of Wano is essentially making it out so that it's forcing Momonosuke to be Odin. Even though like the story is basically like you don't have to be Odin, get under the shadow of your father and be yourself, you know, be a good leader. That's not really happening. It's really just reinforcing like that you're supposed to be Odin, even though the story is like kind of going against that. Like even whenever Momonosuke went and got older from Shinobu's bullshit, it's like you look just like. It's like obviously yeah he looks like Odin. It's like man, come on. I think it completely ruins his childlike archetype of his character. So I'm not a fan of that at all. Let me see here. Ooh, lots of questions. Let's see. Thoughts on Arlong Park? Arlong Park is a great ass arc. That arc is fabulous. Like, you know, I say this a lot, and some of the boys also share the same opinions. I find Nami's backstory to be really, really grounded, and it's actually one of my favorites because, you know, I've talked about it in like the best girl stream, but I personally relate to Nami's backstory, and I found everything that basically happened in Arlong Park to be amazing. Some of the fights could have been better, but overall they're good. They serve at the emotional core of what the story is trying to do, and Arlong Park is fucking amazing. It's why it's one of the best till this day, one of the best One Piece arcs. IMO. Yeah, thanks, Kako. Dritz, I don't think he will, but if Luffy loses to Kaido again, how would you feel? Well, I guess Morge would be winning. Um, if he lost to him again, oh, I mean, it's like again already. I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be. I don't know if I would care. I don't know. Dritz, where's Oda going with the Sanji stuff? I like the idea of Sanji accepting himself as a Vince Milk, but the executions are always meh. So okay. So let's talk about Sanji for a bit because I was actually talking to Morge yesterday, and he wanted me to talk about this because he's like, "Oh my god, you should tell people positive opinions that you have." So I'll go ahead and talk about this. So execute like obviously I don't think the execution is going to be good, but in concept, I think that the Sanji stuff has a lot of potential. Um, and I know that I wish Oda would have done it a bit differently, but when Sanji just starts freaking out and running away from the fight, I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. I like it. I don't know where Oda's going to go with it, but I like the idea of him kind of freaking out, and the Vince Milk stuff going somewhere else. I don't know where it's going to go, but I like the concept. I think it could be very good for Sanji. Now, the caveat to this is that Oda really has to do it perfectly for it to not seem contradictory to Whole Cake Island. Because the major theme of Whole Cake Island is that Sanji is perfect just the way he is. And we had like 78 chapters of saying that Sanji is perfect just the way he is. And now it's like forcing Sanji should be different. So Oda needs to handle that with care to not undermine Whole Cake Island. But I think it has potential. So we're talking different from like what I think is going to happen. We're talking about just the idea. The idea has potential. What I do not want to happen, like for this Queen stuff, is I do not want it to be just nothing happens and Sanji just gets a power up to defeat Queen. There has to be a character change here, a character development that makes it good. Because one of the issues that I think I really dislike when Oda, I was talking. I really dislike it. I think Queen sucks. You guys know this. I think Queen is awful. And I think that Queen being the opponent to Sanji is like, it doesn't frame the idea of like serious stuff happening to him to be in a positive light. Because Queen is the most gag character in the entire arc, and Sanji fights so many gag characters. I want something important. I want something serious to happen with Sanji so that you feel like you care. Queen doesn't even feel like a threat. He feels like a joke. Ugh. So I want Oda to do something good with this. But with Queen being the villain, it's kind of hard to imagine. Sasuke retrieval or pain? Sasuke retrieval. Who is more disappointing, Big Mom or Marco? Big Mom? Let's see here. With the amount of death fake outs in One Piece at this point, does it even bother you anymore? Well, it's like I kind of look at it from like a top-down view. Whenever I see the Kinemon stuff, I go, "That's really, really bad." But I'm not getting angry at it because, like, as you say, I'm kind of used to these issues with One Piece, and it's kind of more like, watching it catch itself on fire more and more by the minute. But I am happy that it seems to be that this chapter is universally getting flack, and it should because it wasn't good. It was not good, and I think everyone understands why that is. he's doing it to give him an obvious power boost. I doubt it will evolve his character any further. It's disappointing. Well, yeah, I mean, the end result is obviously he's going to defeat Queen because of some bullshit. But, you know, there has to be something more than that. Just what do you think about people saying that because the Kinemon stuff was foreshadowed that it's fine? Foreshadowed my ass. Foreshadowed my ass. Listen, just because you can justify something, it doesn't mean that it's good. Like, I say this all the time, right? Like, if that was the case, like, a lot of things are explained or foreshadowed, right? It shouldn't be just a One Piece excuse that just because you can, like, give an explanation means that what happened was good. Otherwise, you know, no one would have an issue with, like, the Fourth Great Ninja War. But you should have an issue with the Fourth Great Ninja War. But there are also a lot of other reasons that why the Kmon stuff isn't good. And one of the reasons is because, you know, if you look at the trajectory of the post time skip, right, almost all of it doesn't include the Straw Hats or anything good, right? Like, it's not Straw Hat focused. Fishman Island, not Straw Hat focused. Punk Hazard, not Straw Hat focused. Dressrosa, not Straw Hat focused. Zone Hokage Island, Straw Hat focused. And then Wano, not Straw Hat focused. So whenever you're not focusing on the main characters as like the main crux of the arc, you really have to do well with the characters that are supposed to be the most important. And we already know, this is a common issue, that the Scabbards have been a failure for the most stuff. And Oda keeps trying to make people care about the Scabbards. He keeps trying to do it, but then he does stuff like this. He writes in the quote-unquote death for like 3 characters at once, and then he undoes it. So you completely walk over all of like the work you were trying to do as far as the Scabbards go. And now you can't care about them. Like, even for the people that still cared about them, how do you care about them moving forward? It's laughable. I have a section in my video where I talk about playing with, like, what the consequences of playing with death are. This is where I talked about Bon Clay. You see this acting itself out in this chapter, and it's very, very ironic that this is the first chapter after my video, because you see these issues playing out in real time. The Kinemon stuff is absolutely horrible. Like, it's inconceivably bad, and it matters more because it's not just like, oh, this is a side character. Oda is trying to put these characters up onto a pedestal. They're the main focus of the arc. So therefore, they're supposed to matter, right? Like, if the main crux of Wano was, oh, Zoro this, Luffy that, the Straw Hats drama between themselves, then this stuff would be more, it would still be bad, but it would be more forgivable, right? Because if everything else is hitting, then this is kind of like, oh, Oda tried, but he failed. But how much time have we spent with the Scabbards for it to mean nothing? A lot. So that's why this is not good. What's the question, Glam? Dritz, I don't think it matters. Wait, it says, Dritz, I don't think it makes sense for Kid and Law to defeat Big Mom based on how disconnected their storylines are. But I hate the idea of Big Mom running away from this arc. Predictions for Big Mom. So, Big Mom, even till this day, is still the biggest wild card in Wano. I don't know why Big Mom's in this arc. But what I will say, and this is for the worst, like, what I think, I read Joy Boy, so I said Joy Boy. What I think Oda is trying to do is that he's being very clear with his intentions. He is hyping it up to be like, this is the downfall of the Yonko. Go for it, partner. Wings of my partner. So he's hyping up that Big Mom will be defeated. Now, that would be bad if that was the case, but I think that's the direction where the story is going. We'll see. Do I think we're going to get Usopp versus the numbers? No, no, I don't think so. I don't really see any setup for it, to be honest. Like, I mean, like with Apu and what's his name, Drake. With Apu and Drake and their alliance, like they're on the same side. I don't think they're going to be going after the Straw Hats until like there's like a, there's an opportunity. Which, to be honest, I think that's absolutely stupid. Like Apu's justification for switching sides to me doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because he acts like he can actually make a fucking difference. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter what happens, we can just finish off either side. It's like there's two Yonko. Like if they beat the Straw Hats and they beat like the Supernova Alliance, you think that you, who got pieced up by Zoro, and then Drake plus 3 fat giants are going to defeat them? It doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, Glam, you piece of shit. Dritz, if Zoro and Luffy were the only main characters and the rest of the Straw Hats supporting characters, and the rest of the Straw Hats were supporting characters, would it be easier for Oda to manage his characters? I mean, that's still a lot of characters, but yeah, I mean, if Zoro and Luffy were the only characters that mattered, essentially, is what you're saying, then yeah, it would be easier to write them because all Oda would have to do is mainly focus on them. Because like an example of like supporting characters that, yeah, you would like for more to be done with them, but they're characters that in the larger scope of the story really don't matter in terms of like the emotional connection. You have characters like, Frankie. Like Frankie, whatever. Like when something like we don't really care much about, like we like Frankie, but he's not Luffy, he's not Zoro, he's not a Nami, he's not a Robin, he's not an Usopp, he's not even a Chopper, right? Frankie's just kind of there, chilling in the background most of the time, and we would like for him to do stuff, but it's not like the end all be all of the story. When you have more characters like that, it's like, yeah, bring them in when appropriate, but they don't matter the most. Who is the next emperor that appears? Will Shanks ever be an adversary or at least an antagonist in some way? I mean, this is the Yonko Saga arc, so I think Shanks pops up next. Whether or not he's an obstacle or whatever. Yeah, Frankie. Here's the like. Listen, I think you're kind of misunderstanding what I'm saying about Frankie here. Frankie's all right. Like, personally, like Frankie is like a whatever character to me. I thought his backstory was all right. I thought it was solid. I thought he was good in Enies Lobby. I like Frankie, but like Frankie doesn't have an emotional bond with any character in the story, right? Frankie is kind of there by himself. He's like he doesn't have a dream that it really matters, right? Frankie's dream is basically to it accomplishes itself just by being on the crew. He wants his ship to sail to the end of the Grand Line and blah 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 stuff like that, right? So Frankie really doesn't have to do anything. Now there are plot points that go along with Frankie, such as the Pluton stuff and all that, and that's interesting. But Frankie, he's not friends with any of the Straw Hats really on more than like a surface level analysis. Like he doesn't have that connection that like Luffy Zoro, Luffy Nami, Luffy Usopp, Sanji Zoro, Sanji like all like the main Straw Hats. He doesn't have those bonds, so like his importance is less than theirs, which is why it's not as bad for Frankie to be in the background because he's not as important as those characters. Doesn't mean he doesn't matter. It's just that he's more of a side character, and that's kind of what side characters do. They show up when relevant, and they just kind of like hang around. They can be very, very important, but like Frankie isn't even like he's not Law, right? Law is a side character in the story, but he has way more importance than someone like Frankie does, obviously. Chopper is only merchandise in post time skip. Yeah, Chopper is only merchandise in post time skip. We all know that. $5 from Monkey D Meme. How is this first live of yours I'm watching? So I don't know if this is dumb to ask, but why are your thumbnails so derpy? They're not bad, but it's funny. So the thumbnails are like I'll explain it to you, Monkey. The thumbnails are an inside joke about Greg, who's a One Piece person on the One Piece podcast. He works for Shueisha. And it's essentially a joke about us not being able to use panels or images from the story. So I draw my own thumbnails for these streams to be like I'm not copying the material, I'm just drawing this. It's kind of like a meme. $5 from Donatello. Dritz, when do you think Law exactly learned about his awakening? Dressrosa, Zoe, Whole Cake, Wano? Yo, your guess is as good as mine because obviously that's not like written into the story. It just kind of happened out of nowhere. So, I'm going to guess between Zoe and Wano because it doesn't make sense for it in Dressrosa. I think Big Mom could be something important in Elbaf. Oh God. Okay, so let's look at it outside of how Oda's been handling Big Mom, which is like garbage. So, is there a potential for Big Mom and Elbaf? Sure. If it was written in the way that people would want it to be written, yes, there is potential with Big Mom and Elbaf, but the evidence does not point to that being the case. Big Mom started off as being amazing in Whole Cake Island, and then turned into a joke. And then, she's a joke in this arc. She's a complete joke in Wano. So, logic dictates that she'd probably be a joke in Elbaf as well. But maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe if she survives, she goes to Elbaf and she's finally good. Who knows? Justin Hill says, let me explain. Kinemon was never fixed by Law, but by the Straw Hats. Think of it like a Lego block. When you put them together, it takes a little effort to pull them apart. Okay. And? Do I think Oda hates Usopp? No. Hates Usopp? No. I do. I don't think Oda hates Usopp, but Usopp's been kind of weird in the post time skip because, like I said in the video, the only thing Usopp has done in the entirety of the post time skip is his Tontada side plot, like where he's the hero. That's it. He hasn't done anything else. Very, very peculiar because Usopp's one of the main characters essentially. So to see him be in the background for so long is actually weird. Oh, my mic. How did she start to be amazing on Whole Cake Island? So, okay, so listen, the beginning of Whole Cake Island, Big Mom is basically everything we kind of wanted her to be for the most part. She was intimidating, she was a crazy bitch, and she was smart. She was useful. She had her information network. She knew everything that was happening. She duped Caesar. She was, she fucked up people, right? She was scary, right? She was mostly serious, mostly a threat. Smoothie was being a retard, not going inside the room where Brooke was there. Big Mom came down and burst through the door, and then got Brooke's ass out of there essentially. But things start changing whenever she has her hunger attacks. The plot device of the hunger attacks to justify the Straw Hats surviving the arc basically turned Big Mom into a giant meme, and then it's essentially continued from there. Yeah, I've heard that, Clans. I've heard that. Do you think we will have another relevant story arc like Zoro and Wano? Zoro and Wano? Sanji and Whole Cake and Usopp and Elbaf? Zoro and Wano. Um, yeah, I mean, surely it's got to happen one more time before the story ends. Surely. I see the link. What are you talking about? Uh, nope, I did not. Dritz, how did you react when Big Mom announced that she was going to be in Wano? Um, I can't remember. How did I react? I think just like shock, kind of like, oh god, what's gonna happen in the arc? Um, I I've basically been saying for a few years that Big Mom is a giant wild card, and I felt that way whenever I first saw it. I didn't know where it was going to go, but I liked the idea. Actually, I thought it would be good to bring in the tension from Whole Cake Island with the Jinbei stuff. I thought that was going to go somewhere. Obviously, it didn't go, but at the time, it seemed like a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the Berserk art book. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got that one. I got that one, young. $5 more from Donatello. If Oda makes Gamma Knife an awakening ability, does that change the way you view Dofi? Um, not really. As a fan for over half a decade now, I'm glad that you are back streaming, bro. Hope you keep being you. Love your takes, yo. I appreciate it, God. I love you. Hey, listen, man. Don't mention Mihawk, man. He's down bad right now. All right, not down bad as Dragon, but he's down bad. Do I think there will be an arc for the voyage to Laugh-Tale? Like an entire arc on the water? That could be Nami's arc? Hell no. An entire arc? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Said Al Amri says, I think Oda has realized that he made a mistake with the stakes in a sense of danger because I noticed he has been trying to raise the stakes in the last few chapters. No, it's kind of hard to say that. This could have been part of Oda's plan the entire time. I don't think it's working, but it's very stereotypical. Like, I wouldn't say that Oda's doing anything that's abnormal because I pointed it out, and virtually every major arc after Little Garden, there is a ticking time bomb plot device where it's like, if you don't stop the time bomb, then the island blows up. We gotta save the people. That's essentially happening right now. Oda loves doing that for some reason. It's what he likes to do, which is whatever. Will we ever see you in a discussion stream with other YouTubers? Yeah, probably. What chapter does Pedro show up on a cover page eating cupcakes on a cupcake island? Yo, I don't think Pedro's actually alive, but if he was actually alive, that would be hilarious. Let's see. Switch77 says, Dritz, why is Zoro really interested in Wano? I mean, he grew up in a Shimotsuki village. Well, I can't answer that, Switch. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Do I think Law and Dofi will interact again in the future? Yes, I think that's a guaranteed. I think they will. I think it's necessary, essentially. If it doesn't happen, I'll be pissed off. Yo, Dritz, what did you think of the chapter? Come on, man. Especially this chapter. I mean, obviously this was a bad chapter. There's no way around that. This was a bad chapter that had big ramifications for the story. We know that. Is there a way for Oda to create a genuine tension in this arc? I think it's impossible at this point. Oh, God. I mean, it's never going to be as good as it could have been. Is there a way for him to create tension? Sure. but it's just at this point it may feel like you kind of lost the plot at this point. It's going to be hard to genuinely be worried about anything from this point on. At least in Wano. The Marion interview is translated, but it's behind a paywall. Son of a bitch. When is the Morge collab? Maybe at the end of Wano. Will we see Jinbei do anything for the rest of the arc, or is he done? He'll probably just be running around, just like doing stuff. Kind of like the rest of the Straw Hats, like now Usopp and Nami are just gonna go save the scabbards, cause yeah, whatever. I'm sure that Jinbei will go. Maybe he'll pick up the exposition bomb known as Who's Who, and he'll just have Who's Who keep talking about the Sun God. A 10 out of 10 according to your boy Joy Boy Dritz. Hey man, Joy Boy can think whatever he wants to think. Will I show up in the top 30 stream? Yeah, I'll be there. Hype rating for Spy Family's anime. Oh, Satsuki, I cannot wait for Spy Family. I need to see Anya animated. Oh my god, I need that. I need it. I'm super hyped. Super hyped, like an 8 hype. Chanel says, this is so funny because people have said that so-and-so were going to die, and now that Oda shows once again that he can't do it, these same people justify it. It's crazy. Well, I mean, yeah, that's basically what happens whenever people are like fanboys, right? Like, it doesn't matter what happens, they'll find a way to like it. Although, to be fair, let's give the fandom its flowers on this occasion. Most people that have their sense know that this wasn't good, right? Most people know it wasn't good, and people have been calling it out. What are my thoughts on Jack's 4-legged hybrid form? Yo, fuck Jack. Yo, Jack's a bum. Like, oh my god. So sad. So sad. Like Trump version of sad, man. Like, oh man. Yo, feel bad for Jack. There's this Flampe, the reason you gave up on Katakuri? No, Luffy's the reason I gave up on Katakuri. Khalid Zalan says, do you think Robin will end up being snatched up? Like, I can't see it doing Impel Down 2.0, especially after Whole Cake Island. But what's the point of making the plot point with Lucci? So, will Robin be snatched up at some point in time? Yes. Not, but here's my thing. I'll say yes, she's inevitably going to be kidnapped. I think that's an inevitability for me. But for me, it should not be CP0 and it should not be the world government. I think that basically only Blackbeard or a pirate should kidnap Robin, because if you do it with CP0 or the world government, it's literally just the same thing happening again. It's the same thing happening again. That's kind of boring. That's kind of repetitive. It's harder to care. But if a pirate does it, it's at least a bit different, and it can go in a more interesting direction than just, oh no, Lucci got Robin again. Oh my god, fucking Robin. I think it serves the plot in a much better way if someone like Blackbeard got Robin. Will Kaido get a single kill in the present story? So far, he loves to spare people. He's trying, Sen. They're just too good. They're too good. Do I think Law is going to die at this point? Yeah, I think Law inevitably will die, just not in Wano. Dritz, what is your hype rating for Elbaf? A 3, maybe a 2. Eh. I'm not hyped for Hellbath, man. I've never really been hyped for Hellbath. Like, I don't. Here's the thing, man. I do not care about these bum ass giants. I'm sorry. I don't care about them. Loki, I don't care. He's probably going to be a gag character. I don't care. What do I got going for me in Elbaf? Big Mom? No, please leave me alone. Let me vibe. I don't know, man. We'll see. I was hyped for Whole Cake Island, and I was hyped for Wano, man. But Elbaf, eh. Hopefully, it will surprise me. That's what I want. I want Elbaf to surprise me. I skipped the question. God damn it. Where is it? Are Killer's holes in his mask glory holes? Yes, they are. I'm just tired of Robin being a damsel in distress, though, so I don't even want Blackbeard to capture Robin because she deserves better, which at this point isn't saying much. And it isn't really saying much. But, you know, I mean, it's with her ability, she's going to be in constant danger. I just want something more out of Robin's character because she has basically just been a foo-foo machine for like 5-6 arcs in a row, man. I need something more out of Robin, and the only way I can get more out of Robin is if she's in danger. Because otherwise, she'll just be in that constant, just like, oh, I'm smiling, bitch. You know, just nothing happening at all. I need something from Robin, man. Which means the only thing she needs to get captured. Otherwise, she's just going to be sitting there. Something needs to happen. You're not hyped for Usopp Conquers Hockey? Dude, I'm not going to lie. I don't care about Conquers Hockey anymore, man. Like, Conquers Hockey has been used so much that I don't care anymore. Like, give everyone Conquers Hockey. I don't care. Whatever. I don't care. Usopp can get it. Whatever. Do I think Yamato will fight with Kid and Law? I don't know. Like you see that panel of like Yamato, she's running by and then she sees, you know, Kid and Law, but I don't really know if that was anything other than just her being surprised. I don't know. It's possible, I suppose. $5 from Donatello again, my boy. If it is Blackbeard who kidnaps Robin, I think it'll be Aokiji in particular, hopefully giving us some info on what he's been doing through Robin. So it's good that you mentioned Aokiji. So like another one of the reasons why I want Blackbeard to be the one to capture Robin is because I think it perfectly ties together and will put a seal onto the Aokiji Robin relationship. So one of the relationships that I actually really like is I like the mystery and like the dynamic going on between Robin and Aokiji. I really, really enjoy that. And Aokiji is with Blackbeard for a reason. If Robin gets kidnapped by Blackbeard, I think Aokiji will be the one to save her and ultimately die in the process. I think that's what's basically going to happen. And that, for me, is interesting. It is not as interesting for Robin to be kidnapped by Leopard Boy Lucci and then, you know, brought back to Mary Jo or something. I'm not as interested in that. I want some character stuff. What is the best Halloween candy? I don't know, man. Whatever it is, it's not Whoppers. Do I like what Oda has been doing with Nami recently? Asks Mofa Lord. What? No. No, I do not. I actually really, really dislike it. I think it trivializes and just mocks Nami. I think Nami's been getting served for like numerous arcs in a row at this point. I'm not a fan. I think it just makes Nami look stupid. And I don't want Nami to look stupid. Did you know that Morge called Killer versus Hawkins the second best fight of Onigashima? Is that really saying much? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's fine. It's Aokiji's the GOAT. He's one of the best side characters. Aokiji is the GOAT. I really, really like Aokiji. Is the VOD going to be available? Yeah. My VOD will be available on my backup channel, which is in the description below. Do I think I'll ever get back into Vinland? Yeah, for sure. I mean, after all the One Piece stuff, I'll be, reviewing manga and whatnot. So Vinland will be getting peeped and finished. When we get in the face cam, never. You guys don't deserve my face cam right now. What do I think is the worst fake out death Oda has done? Bon Clay? I'm gonna say Bon Clay because Bon Clay was really important and his scene was really, really good. So for me, that matters more. Do I feel the connection between Killer and Kid, or should Oda do more? I think Oda should have done more. The quote-unquote connection between Killer and Kid is very, very surface level. It essentially lives off of like that one like kind of botch scene in Udon prison where Kid escapes and then comes back for like fucking no reason. And then it goes, oh, partner, what'd you do to my partner? Fuck you, Kaido. Now I'm gonna attack Big Mom. It's like, dude, I would have loved to have seen more. You're trying to put these people onto the same standing or similar standing as Luffy and Zoro. I kind of need to see something. You know what I'm saying? I need to see something, please. I like Killer though, but I wish we had gotten more, man. That's where I stand on that. Who is my favorite Marine? My favorite Marine is shit. It's either gonna be Garp or Smoker. I'm gonna choose Garp though. Deadly Shell says, was Joy Boy the only one in the community that got triggered over your video? Yeah. So, I mean, that I know of so far. That I know of. Any set date for part 2? So, no, there's no set date. I haven't even started working on it yet. I'll probably start working on it next week. But I haven't even written the script yet. But I don't think Dressrosa will take me a really long time to do. So I'm going to optimistically say end of the year. Would I rather pay $400 for 37 One Piece volumes or a giant detailed get Conjuro out of here. Fuck him. What scenes are you looking forward to in the anime? I don't watch the anime, so I mean, it's also Wano. A fall. But I haven't watched the anime since Whole Cake Island. I've seen a few clips here and there on Twitter, but I haven't been like watching the episodes or anything. So $5 from J Takashi69 says, Yo Dritz, name your favorite devil fruit from each category: Paramecia, Loki, and Zoans. Plus, I'd like to get into conversation with you one day. Ooh, J-kun. We can make that happen probably. Favorite devil fruit from each category. So Logia, it's gonna be the Mara no me. I'm a bitch for fire. I love fire. Um, Zoan. Oh god, dude, I think Zoans are so trash. Oh my gosh. Who is my favorite Zoan? You know what? Let me go ahead and do a little Google real quick. One Piece Zoans. Let me see here. Where are the Zoan users? Who are all of them? Let's okay. Here we go. Let me see. So far, an early lead. We got Dalton. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Jesus. Jesus is okay. So I guess Sengoku. I guess Sengoku. Yeah, I'll pick Sengoku for literally one scene. Also, I'm gonna say I can't pick Marco because I think I've been very disappointed in Marco. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard for me to pick Marco because I don't like the representation of Marco's Devil Fruit because he looks worse than Ancient Zoans. So I'm not. I'm not. The Phoenix Fruit kind of losing me. I'm not gonna lie. And as far as Paramecia go, hmm, let me see. There's so many Paramecias. I'm gonna have to think about this. Hmm. Man, okay. Oof. This was actually pretty hard. I like a lot of the Paramecias. Obviously, love Whitebeards. Whitebeard Raw. I'm actually a big fan of Magellan's. I think Magellan's fruit is so sweet. So weird. Kuma's fruit is awesome. Mm. Kid's fruit sucks. Law's fruit's awesome. I haven't really seen nothing from Boa. Darkness fruit is raw. Gravity fruit raw. Diamante stink. Dude, damn. I don't know if I can choose a Paramecia, man. I don't know if I can choose. I think a lot of these are really cool. Paramecia is by far the best devil fruit type. By far. In terms of like, how creative it is. Damn. I don't think I can choose. Will I be uploading this stream? Yes, I will. Thoughts on Magellan as an antagonist? I thought Magellan was great. Big fan of Magellan. Big Gels. $10 from God. He says, been putting a challenge out in the community. What is the worst / best devil fruit matchup you can make? I.e. Kizaru with the slow me worst. Zoro with the Hana no Mi best. Best worst matchup. Oh jeez, you put me on the spot like this, man. I don't even. The worst matchup in L story. Well, I mean, worst is probably like Anel's fruit versus the Gomu Gomu no Mi, right? I mean, you can't do anything with that. At least with Kizaru and like Foxy's fruit, you have to at least hit someone to slow them, right? With Anel's fruit, no matter how much you hit like Luffy, he's basically not doing any damage essentially. Hey Dritz, 1033 will mark 75 chapters of Act 3. Oh Jesus. 1048 will mark 90 chapters. Which one do you think is more likely the end of Act 3? 1048, I would say. I think Act 3 basically ends the entire fight and everything. Dritz, in your opinion, why is Dragon down bad? I'll be talking about this when I talk about the revolutionaries, but I don't think Oda has done a good job with the revolutionaries in the story. I think he's done actually a pretty piss poor job of revolutionaries in the story. And I think Dragon has suffered a lot from the fallout of Reverie. I'm not gonna lie. So far, that's been my judgment of it. The fact that Dragon wasn't there and he's like sweating bullets at like Sabo, and he lost his home base now for seemingly no reason, like he just ran from the smoke. How the fuck is Dragon looking good? I don't know, man. Like, it's just like he's there on Transvestite Island, just drinking tea while like Sabo's freaking out. Like, what the fuck is Dragon doing, dude? The Reverie was supposed to be a declaration of war, and Dragon's like, twiddling his thumbs and like fingering his asshole. I need Dragon to be I need Dragon to be amazing. I need that. And the revolutionaries are like, dude, they're just like sitting in the background, man. Like, come on. I need these revolutionaries to be up there, baby. It's hard to care about them, I'm not gonna lie. Let me see here. Will of P or Will of K? Will of K seems to be going pretty strong right now, K7. When did hockey become annoying to you? The Katakuri fight. Do I think Koala is too good for Sabo, the discount ace? I think Sabo might be too good for Koala. I think it's the other way around. Koala, ugh, man. I really loved Koala during the Fisher Tiger flashback, but I feel like Koala is just a girl now. It doesn't feel like she's a character. She just goes, Sabu-kun! Sabu-kun! Sabu! Just like, where's the character? Like, you're a revolutionary. I need you to be like killing it. I wanted Koala to go to the Reverie, man. She was a former slave. She should have been there. She knows what the layout was like. Like, come on. What the fuck is Koala doing? She's just chilling with all of the other girls back on Okama Island, just talking about Sabo. Like, dude, come on. Like you were so fucking good in the Fisher Tiger flashback. What happened? Now you're just a girl. Am I still hopeful about Garp's potential as a character? Oh, yeah. Well, am I hopeful? I don't know. Do I have hope in general right now? Probably not. But the thing, the Garp's character is kind of like in a weird spot right now because this is. I don't like the energy Garp's giving off. It feels like nothing has changed in his life since the death of Ace. Like he comes out with the exact same energy that he had in the pre-time skip and the post-time skip. It feels like he just like fucking forgot. Like he's like retired. Like he's just training Kobe. He's not what he was before. He like took a step back, and it kind of feels like it's just things are missing. Sengoku feels like a more developed or changed character as a result of like the post of Marineford than Garp. Even though Garp had someone that actually died and he cared about and he felt guilty over. I don't know. I really wanted Garp to kind of be a bit different. Like he hears Luffy getting into all of this trouble and he's still going like, that's my grandson. I'm like, oh man, like can I see a little bit of something else? Like, man, a little bit. Garp still has potential, but I don't really know where it's going. Let me see here. Let's see. Koala sounds like Hinata. The only difference is Koala is a fighter where Nami isn't. Hold on. Let's take a step back. Koala's teacher is Hack. His name is literally Hack. He got bodied by Bart in the Coliseum. And like he broke his arm. He's the one who taught Koala. How good is Koala? I don't know. Is she a fighter? I don't know. She's sitting there drinking tea. Maybe she's good. Let me see. Just what if Garp repressed his memory or something? I mean, yeah, sure, that could be good, girl. If that was the case, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like I have to judge by based on what I've seen so far. I want Garp. Like, here's the thing. What I would want for Garp's character is I would want him to right the wrongs of the past and be put into a situation where he has to choose between family and his job again, and he chooses family. That's what I want. I think that's a good circular character arc. Where he makes a choice and he repents for the past, essentially. I think that would be very powerful. I think Garp's goated. That's what I want. But, it's one of those things where it's like you don't really feel like the Marineford mattered a whole lot. I mean, going back to Koala for a second, she could definitely be stronger than Nami because, like, dude, can we take a second to realize, like, oh my god, Nami is so down bad. Dude, this is so stupid. Nami has, like, a super buffed up version of a climb attacked. And she has Zeus, and she still can't fight. What? Dude, oh my god, I couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. sitting over there, Kion, and needing to ride Komachio. Like, come on. What devil fruit would you want in your day-to-day life? Mine would be the calm fruit. What devil fruit would I want in my day-to-day life? Um, I mean, for my day-to-day life, I mean, I would want a fruit that would either make me a lot of money or would allow me to travel very easily. So I guess like the string fruit would be pretty good on a cloudy day. But you know, if Dragon has like the wind logia, then that would be really good for traveling. Kizars would be pretty good. $10. If a Zoan user transforms into an ammo, do you think they could impregnate or get pregnant by their Zoan species? What the fuck did I just read? Is this like some Rule 34 stuff? What the fuck? But yes, they probably could. Dritz Nami has said this before. She can fight. She just doesn't want to. Oh, great, awesome. What's better than not being able to fight is wanting to knowing how to fight, but you just don't want to. Oh, sick, dude. Also, what's up, Wing? I see you in the chat. Sorry, I didn't say hi to you before. Dritz, speaking of Nami, isn't it funny how she'll start out talking smack to her enemies like ulti, but then turn cowardly until the plot needs her to be brave again? Like when a kid gets hurt. Oh yeah, it's so moving, man. I love it. Look at the bright side. Vivi hasn't been ruined yet. True enough. When is the monster video dropping? Not for a long time, Bio. I gotta finish One Piece first. Regardless, I still like Nami. You're talking to me. This is Drizzy, certified boy lover. All right, I love Nami too. Okay, but let's just keep. Let's call what it is, man. Nami been stinky. Nami had so much potential in Whole Cake Island, so much potential, and it went nowhere. All right. Dritz, what role will the Marines slash CP0 play at the end of Wano? Big Mom Pirate's still missing, by the way. Oh, yeah, they're going to be missing. Marines CP0. You know what? It's kind of hard to say where that entire plot line is really going. I don't think they're going to capture Robin. They could be responsible for like kidnap or like capturing Kaido and Big Mom if they don't die or something, if they're defeated, and Oda decides not to kill them. Um, they could be there to like force the Straw Hats to retreat, but I think Wano is going to end with a giant party. So, because Luffy basically said that that's what he wanted to do. So I think that's something that Oda loves to do as well. So I think that's where it's going to end. It's hard to see though. I don't know. CP0 is interessante. Like what did Nami do and even do in Hokage Island? So there were so many things set up in Hokage Island that Oda just said fuck it, or he said screw you. So we need to realize that like this is a sin. I am not going to let this go ever. I tell you, Nami was involved in a 2v1 fight with Luffy against Cracker, a commander. Someone that she's never going to fight on that same level again in a definitive end. She is never going to fight a commander level character, right? This is not going to happen. But she did it with Luffy. And Oda skipped the whole thing and basically said, I don't care. Fuck that. That was like Nami's, what the hell, man? All right? And then after that, Nami slapped the shit out of Sanji, stood up for Luffy, which was the right thing to do because it goes based off of Water 7. Nami has this whole thing where she's like not fucking with Sanji, and then Oda's like, fuck it. Screw that. Nami says, I'm not going to, don't forget, this isn't over, Sanji. We're going to deal with this after the fact. That doesn't happen. What the, like, dude. Nami was imprisoned with Luffy. Like, there was so much potential, man. Like, come on. Would I like to get more insight on Kizaru's character and perspective on things like we did with Kainu and Aokiji? No, yeah. Oh, yeah. I would love to see more of Kizaru. That'd be great. Do I think Kaido's dying? I think that he should die, but I'm open to him not dying. CP0 are here after all, but I think it would be really weird for Kaido to be alive after this arc. Did I see Jay's react? No, I did not. Out of all of the Straw Hats, who lost the most personality and interesting aspects of their character in the post time skip? Who lost the most personality? Well, as far as personality goes, I would say Sanji lost the most. As far as who lost the most interesting aspects of their character, oh, $5. I get why you're mad about Nami Hokugan, but I think Oda is just speed running through the series before he ends up dying with it unfinished. That's quite the statement. No, Zoro is dull as fuck. That's also because Zoro's not even in the fucking story. But Zoro's basically been doo-doo the entire time. And like okay in Dressrosa. What are my thoughts on the Awakenings? I really dislike the execution. Like as an example, like we all wanted Kid to have like one of the differences, like a lot of like the the whenever we had discussions, a lot of the differences that we wanted between Kid and Luffy was that we wanted Luffy to be like more hockey in tuned, and we wanted Kid to be the opposite of that. We wanted Kid to be a master of his devil fruit and to have awakening. So it is more believable for Kid to have awakened his devil fruit. but to essentially not to have used it until this moment, it's like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. You should have used it on the rooftop when you were trying to win the fight, but okay, you didn't use it here. I still think that Kid's Fruit in application looks really lame, especially against these Yonko. But the bigger issue is more so Law, because we've seen a lot of Law. So him having Awakening needs an explanation and a build-up to make that believable. Like, just having it for no reason just feels very, very, very cheap. But beyond that is the way that it's executed. Like, whenever Law and Kid use their awakenings in this chapter, it just kind of feels so matter of fact. It doesn't feel like it was a build up to a moment. It doesn't feel like there was a narrative moving on in the fight. It just kind of happened, and then they like ran away. That's not like a penultimate like show off moment for these characters, man. To like have a like, so like even like the payoff for like having not explained it doesn't really seem to have been worth it, in my opinion, which kind of puts a whole like negative aspect over it. It looks cool, but it should have been more. It'd be kind of like if Luffy was randomly fighting somebody, and then for the first time he revealed Gear 4, punched someone, and then like ran away. Like, there's no build up to it. There's no narrative to the fight. He just does it randomly, right? Like, it wouldn't feel very good as an audience member, would it? I'm confused. What is Kids Awakening making other people magnetic? Well, Kids Awakening is a lot easier to make sense of, because the way that we understand them is that you can essentially make your environment or things around you, apply it over. So, like, Kid making other people magnetic instead of him being the force of magnetism makes sense. Laws is actually a bit more complicated, because I don't really know how his really makes sense, because from what he did, he just puts a room on his sword, right? And then it just like goes through somebody like inside of him. It's like, well, is that awakening? Like, is that the logic of awakening? How awakening works? I guess. Personally, I was a bit confused by Laws. I'm still trying to like wrap my mind around like how that's exactly awakening in the way that we know it. So I wish that Oda, with this awakening stuff, he would have kind of given an explanation, because like, awakening is a concept that we still know, like, jack all about, essentially. Drizzt, would you say that Law's character took a major hit after Dressrosa? Like, with his arc in Dressrosa complete, he doesn't have much going for him in terms of development. So, well, let's frame this, right? Law is one of the best things about Dressrosa. We all know this. Now, I think it's a common opinion that Law doesn't have a satisfying end for Dressrosa. Now, as far as Zoe goes, I mean, he's just kind of chilling, which is fine. He's not in Whole Cake Island, so you can exclude Law from there, because he's not there. Now, in Wano, I think Law's been disappointing. I think there were good things going between him and Hawkins. It kind of didn't really go anywhere. But there doesn't really seem to have been a complete narrative around Law. Like, remember at the beginning of Wano when like Sanji, for like no reason, was being a dick to Law, and like people were just like telling Law what to do for like they're just being assholes. And like there was like that scene where it's like, is Law going to betray Luffy? And like that went absolutely nowhere. And here Law is just fighting or whatever. Like, Law's motivations seem pretty flimsy at the moment. So I would say Law has suffered more in Wano than he did by comparison of like Zoe or something. How many chapters till Emma randomly turns black? What is your prediction? I'll give it 7 chapters. Also, Bensei, who was my favorite Straw Hat? Oh God. Well, it's changed because of the post time skip, but right now, like the Straw Hat, I would say I'm probably like the least annoyed with, but I still like, I like them a fair amount. Would probably be Zoro. like, Luffy went down the toilet for me. Nami went down the toilet for me. And like Usopp doesn't really count right now because Usopp's not really there. Robin doesn't count. Sanji, we already know where that's going. So it really only leaves like Zoro for me, basically because he hasn't been in the story. But even then, Zoro's like stinky still, because you guys heard my opinion about him in Punk Hazard. So like it's man. The Straw Hats as a collective unit are down bad. $10 from Aura. Which Straw Hat do you think will accomplish their dream first? Um, that's actually a good question. Right now, in my mind, I'm kind of narrowing it down. I want to say Robin. Robin's kind of the person I think who may finish her dream first, because I think the Rio Poneglyph will probably come before the One Piece. In my mind, that kind of makes sense because I think the Rio Poneglyph is kind of like the build-up. Usopp could complete his dream in Elbaf. Usopp's kind of weird. Like I talked about it, like Usopp's dream is kind of more about a personal journey. And if you were reading the story, Elbaf may seem like the end of that, like especially if we meet Shanks. So I guess mine would be Usopp, then Robin. Brooks, I don't think will be finished until the Straw Hats go back, and that's not going to happen until after the One Piece. So Brooks will be like a little bit later. Nami's may never even happen. Sanji's will probably happen around the time of the One Piece, so it's kind of hard to say that. Zoro's is a question mark as well. I don't think Zoro becomes the world's strongest swordsman until after he defeats Shiryu and then faces Mihawk. That makes sense in my mind. And then Chopper's well, there doesn't really seem to be even a narrative around Chopper's. Like I always wanted Luffy to catch like the sickness that Roger got so that Chopper could cure it. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I would love to have. At one point in time, I would have loved for that to have happened, like as a result of Wano and like defeating the Yonko. But it's kind of like, oh, well, I don't know. Also, we got 9 quid from Mr. S. Greetings from the UK, Dritz. Just wanted to say thanks for the S tier effort on that 6-hour video. Also, do you think the Ivankov Crocodile sequel will be fleshed out by Oda or be a dropped point? I think we'll get an answer to it. Crocodile will show up once again in the story by the end of it. So we'll get the answer to that. I'm positive. Who was my favorite non-Straw Hat then? Porticus D. Ace. Dritz hates Brook? Yes, I do not like Brook. I loved Brook and Thriller Bark, but here's the thing. Like, when it comes to like characters that I like, right? I am not a big fan of characters that are strictly only gags. It actually irritates me. Like, I like characters that have more relationships going on. I like characters that have a bit more depth. Brook, after Thriller Bark, becomes very, very miss for me because basically the only thing we get is panty jokes. not even 45-degree angles anymore. Just panty jokes. And it's like, dude, I don't care. Yeah, I think Brooke has a. I think Brooke has a good arc in Thriller Bark. I actually really, really like it because I think there's a balance in that arc between Brooke and his character arc. I found that to be very interesting. But after that, Brooke's kind of like Brooke turns into a Frankie-esque character, but with a bit more action, right? For Brooke just turns into a side character that essentially does nothing but has like quippy one-liners for pervy jokes, and then he does a couple things in Whole Cake Island. But like that's about it. So I'm not a big fan of Brooke. Have I heard Morge's idea of how Nami's dream will become relevant? No. Rank these antagonists. Rank the antagonists. Example: Don Krieg, Axehand, Morgan, Catclaw, Kuro, and Arlong, etc. So, who out of those, who are my favorite? Arlong, and then Kuro, then Don Krieg, then Axehand Morgan. Hmm. Drinky water. Thoughts on Hawkins' 19% chance to be a live prediction at the beginning of Wano? Okay, so I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, but whenever Hawkins brings up these percentage things all the time, I'm just like, dude, shut up, man. Shut up with your nerdy ass percentages. Like, I think Morge said it right. It was like, he's just a nerd with his calculator. And like, shut up, nerd. Get your calculator out of here. The 90% stuff, that's just like Oda, just like, oh my god, it's serious. You guys can't win. There's no way. Oh, the Dawn. Oh my god, the Dawn. Oh my god. Yamato for Straw Hat. Thoughts on Yamato? Okay, so kind of two different questions here. So I'll answer it because two different people answered it. Thoughts on Yamato? I think Yamato. Well, I mean, everyone knows this. It's like, I think Yamato's ass. I think Yamato's doo doo. Now Yamato for Straw Hat. That's possible. That's certainly possible. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility. I think it's weird that Oda is not showing Big Mom using Conqueror's Haki and Kid and Law, but Kaido and Luffy are spamming it like nothing. Wait, hey, she did use Conqueror's Haki on page 1. Just not, the other people she's fighting. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Virgil Hawkins says, Dritz, the general idea of Morge's idea is that the map that Nami's been making will be used to speed run through through Paradise after the Straw Hats destroy the Red Lion at Reverse Mountain. That's it? That's it? No! 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 That's it? Just for a speed run? No, dude. Dude, so down bad. No. No. Brooke gonna be a huge X factor in this war. What? X factor. Thoughts on Black Maria not being black? Fooled me like One Punch Man, man. Fooled me. Thoughts on Kids Awakening? Full thoughts from Eustace Zay, the kid fan. Kids Awakening, underwhelming. Like, Law obviously outshines Kid. I was like, yo, can we give Kid some love? Like, can Kid do something instead of fucking Punk Gibson? Man, come on. Would love to see Kid do something relevant, you know. Come on, Dritz. The Dawn plotline is actually interesting. It interesting. Here's the thing. Like, I'm going to explain to you what I don't like about this Dawn stuff. So I like the idea of like. So here's the thing. I'm not opposed to this prophecy bullshit. I want to see how it's executed, but when it comes to this Dawn stuff, something I hate when authors do is when they beat me over the fucking head with an idea that I already knew was there, but they keep mentioning it every other chapter. The dawn is coming. The dawn. Oh, the sun will rise again. Oh, holy shit! The rays of the sun. Praise the sun. The dawn is coming. When the sky, fucking the moon, the dawn. I'm like, dude, I get it. Come on, like, stop having everyone fucking scream about the dawn, man. The sun god, sun. Oh my god, this sun god. Oh. $10 from Aura. Do you think Zoro missing an eye should put him at some sort of disadvantage during fights, or does observation hockey negate his disability? Well, I don't think those things matter on One Piece. I think it's more of an aesthetic choice than a combative strategy to work around. Praise the sun. What the fuck is that? I had to throw in Dark Souls somewhere. I had to throw in Dark Souls. So that's what I mean. Like, I think like the sun stuff is interesting, but I also think Oda's beating it over our heads. So it's just like, man, like, can we do a bit more subtly, please? The same thing actually happens in Golden Age in Berserk, where like Miura mentions like a billion times like the eclipse. Is this the eclipse? The eclipse. Darkness. The eclipse. I'm like, I get it. I didn't forget. Chill out, please. What if Luffy never meets Dragon face to face? How would you feel? I would feel robbed. If that doesn't happen, I will be very, very, very angry. Thoughts on D's? Glam, I gobble those. I got that. Rank these antagonists: Rob Lucci, Doflamingo, Ukiora, Grimjow, Madara, Zabuza, Orochimaru, Crollo, Hisoka, Crocodile, Aizen. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, let me pull out like a fucking spreadsheet here. Can I actually window capture this shit? Can I window capture a notepad? Can I do that? Aha! Eh. Oh yeah, there we go. We're fucking now. Okay. Let's get rid of these commas. Oh. Let's see. Who is bottom one? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe Madara. But let's see. Maybe Aizen bottom. Hmm. Okay, so far I'm thinking between Grimmjow, Madara, and Aizen for my bottom one. We'll go Grimmjow. Grimmjow. We do Madara. Aizen. I might put Aizen next. Yeah, maybe. You put Sir Ruchi next. Let's see. It's been a long time since I've read Bleach. I remember thinking Ukior was okay. I'm not the biggest fan of Orochimaru. But I like Orochimaru more than Ukior, though. Eh. Let me think of all of the good things about Orochimaru. Mm-hmm. We'll see. Right now, it's kind of. I'm just gonna put Orochimaru here. Then Ulquiorra. Um. Hmm. Maybe Crollo next. And I'll put Dofi. I think Hisoka's probably my top one. Zabuza maybe two. All right, so let's see. Hmm. Curl might go up. Jits, what's 25 plus 25? 21? I'm just going with the list that someone gave me, Chanel. Hmm. Do I like Crollo more than Dofi? Uh, hmm. Crocodile over Dofi? Yeah, every day of the week. Also, Brian, I'm streaming, Brian. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, I'll be up the whole night, baby. Don't you worry. Why Madara solo? I'm not a Madara fan. I don't like him. I just don't. I don't like him. You know what I'm saying? I don't like him. I just don't like him. I'm actually going to put Crollo. I like Crollo more than I like Dofi. Do I like Crollo more than I like Sir Crocodile? Hmm. Hmm. No, I don't think I do. I think I like Crocodile more than I like Crollo. Crocodile goaded. Let's see. Zabuza's goaded. Pain's not on the list because I grabbed someone else's list. I'm ranking what people told me to rank. I didn't write this down. Hisoka's a goat. Let's look at the bottom again. So Grimgel. I was never really the biggest fan of Aizen, but do I like Madara more than Aizen actually? Yeah, I think I do. I think I might like Madara more than I like Aizen. I am not a big Aizen fan. Just is this less about the characters themselves or how they serve as the antagonists in their manga? Basically, they asked me to rank these characters, and I am ranking them based on what I like the most, what I prefer the most out of these characters, how effective I think they are, Like, it's all personal for me. So, for instance, I'm a huge fan of how Hisoka's incorporated into Hunter x Hunter. I think he's fucking amazing. He's my favorite character. Zabuza, I think, is goated. Crocodile is goated. Crollo, I like Crollo. I don't think he's necessarily the greatest, but I do like Crollo. I think there's enough depth you can look into, and I like the way he's used in it. Also like where he is currently in the story. Doflamingo, great. Ulquiorra, I liked him. Orochimaru, I liked him. Rob Lucci, I like him as an obstacle. I think Rob Lucci serves as a good obstacle-like villain that delivers a lot of emotional moments between, Luffy, Usopp, and then Robin. So I like the way he's used in Enies Lobby. And he's raw. He's just, he's evil for the sake of evil, essentially. Madara's alright. I'm not the biggest fan of Madara. I think he was cool. Not much outside of that. Aizen, mostly just cool. Didn't really like him outside of that. Grimjow. Yeah. Grimjow. Let me see. I'm not going to think about it too much. I'm just going to leave it at this. These are the characters in order that I like, how I felt, how they were incorporated in the story, and which one I like. And some of these I just don't remember. Like, I haven't read Bleach in a very, really long time. I'm just going off of what I felt years ago. So, I mean, like Grimjow, I remember thinking Grimjow was meh. He's just there. He's alright. Aizen, a bit too 5-head for me, to be honest. Rank these in terms of what you think you will like the most. Okay. So let's go. Okay, so we got Vagabond, Vinland Saga, Pun Pun, Innocent, JoJo, JJK, Chainsaw Man. I guess I'll put like a title here. What I think I will like the most. Hold on, let me go ahead and. Oh, hell yeah. What I think I will like the most. Vagabond, I think I'll like the most. I'll keep that there. Vagabond. What I think I'll like the least. Put JJK down at the bottom. I don't think I'm going to like JJK too much. I think I'll just think it's okay. I just want to capitalize that for some reason. And this. JoJo. What are my expectations for JoJo? I think this might be a good place for. I guess I'll put this. When I read them. Okay. I think Vinland might end up being kind of like on the middle of my list, to be honest. I'm gonna put Vinland right above JoJo. I think I'll go JJK, Chainsaw Man. I think I'll like. I think there are tiers to this. I think I'm actually probably going to like Chainsaw Man a lot more than I like JJK. I think I'm going to enjoy JoJo. Vinland Saga, I think Vinland Saga, my expectation is I think that's going to start off really hot for me in terms of my opinion of it, and then I think it might dip a bit. I'm overall going to like it quite a bit. Now, this is interesting. I actually have really high expectations for Innocent and Pun Pun. I don't know, for some reason, I want to put Innocent second and then Pun Pun third. I think I might end up enjoying Innocent more. Although I'll say, I think potential to be top one. I think this is kind of like a wild card. I expect Pun Pun to be very good, but this has the potential to be the top one out of this list. All right, so that's what I think so far, son. How do you think this is stacking up based on because you know me? You think this is roughly accurate? Why isn't Golden Kamuy on the list? Okay, when we put Golden Kamuy, um, okay, Golden Kamuy. How do you spell it? Or is it? There we go. I don't think I'll like Golden Kamuy as much as I like Pun Pun or Innocence, but I think I'll probably like it more than Vinland. Glam, you need to chill. Black Clover. All right, you want me to add Black Clover? This is probably going to trigger people. Afar. I say my list for you would be Vagabond, Vinland Saga, Innocent, JoJo, Pun Pun, Chainsaw Man, JJK. Pun Pun so low. Oh, really? You think it's gonna be that? Okay. Oh, Hey, listen. I'm giving. Listen. I'm just. Listen. Here is my thought process on this. I think there are going to be things that I actually like more in Black Clover than I do in JJK. I feel like JJK, when I end up reading it, it might come off as a little bland to me. I think there might be things that I personally enjoy more in Black Clover, hidden beneath all of the so that's what I'm saying. What turns you off about JJK? So here's the thing. Here's my fear for JJK. I don't think I'm going to like any of the characters. That's my expectations for JJK are that I'm probably going to read some pretty good fights, but I'm really going to be missing out on the characters. I don't think I'm going to come out liking many or if any of the characters, maybe one or two. That's my fear. Put Baki at the bottom. Add Ippo. Expectations for Ippo are very, very high. I think Ippo. I'll give the whole Hajime. No, Ippo. I expect Ippo to be my second favorite out of all of these. Those are my expectations. Let me zoom out one too. Which do I prefer, Luffy versus Lucio or Naruto versus Sasuke Part 1? Naruto versus Sasuke Part 1, and it's not even close for me. Dritz, I've read 60 chapters of JJK and only liked one character. I had to drop it. Ooh. Why do I think that? So, Kenya, why do I think I'm not going to like the characters? So that's actually a good question because it's kind of built off of like, when like certain series are popular and you hear a lot about it. I basically never hear anything talked about when it comes to JJK, when it comes to the characters. And the characters that I do hear about, I'm like, well, okay, we got Kakashi, got Naruto, Sasuke. I'm like, oh, no. It's like I'm not really seeing a whole lot from what I think the potential of the characters could be. So that's my preconceived notion is I don't think many of the characters are going to vibe with me because I don't really see people really praising the characters. Put Kingdom on here, even though I read half of it. Kingdom. Put Kingdom there. I have higher expectations for Innocent than I do for Kingdom. What about Kaiju no 8? I have no preconceived notions of Kaiju no 8. Oh, there's a cop siren. They're coming to get me from my list. I had a hard time getting in the JoJo for a while I started, says Felipe, who donated 10 Rs. Watching it recently with my sister to relax after work, we didn't take it seriously and had fun making fun of it, and now we love it. There you go, baby. Jagan? I don't really know much about Jagan. So I don't know if I can really rate it. Like, I don't have any expectations for it. Undead Unluck? Can I unvisualize it? Undead Unluck. What is this series? I can't even think of any of the characters. Oh, this? We'll put Undead Unlock there. Also, we'll put My Hero in here somewhere as well. Well, I've read most of My Hero. Baki is forever bottom one for me, Bao. Right above Baki. No, this has Endeavor. As Endeavor. Yo, what's up, JDB? How far did I make it in with Vinland? Let's see. I'll put it around 16 chapters into it. Roughly 16. I've been enjoying it so far, by the way. I did a read through of this like 2 years ago at this point, and I liked it. Just don't know if you're a movie guy, but I saw Dune. I really enjoyed it. Some will find the pacing too slow. I heard that Dune was pretty solid. Put Watchmen on there as well. What the hell is Watchmen? Is that what the comic? I don't know. I know nothing about this. But whatever it is, it's got to be above Baki. Have I read Tokyo Ghoul? Yes, I have read Tokyo Ghoul. I actually read Ray weekly. Those were good times. Ray was a really good weekly read. I remember waiting for Chibi's reactions to it. Man, those are the times. I think you would like Kawaki and Boruto. I think so too. Dritz, put my dearest self with malice aforethought on there. What the fuck? What is that? My dearest. What the fuck? What is this? I've never heard of this before. What is this? Is it Squid Game? Where would I put One Piece? Where would I put One Piece? Um. Hmm. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to assume somewhere up here, like maybe like below Pun Pun, maybe. Dritz, read Radiant, please. I couldn't get past the first chapter, Murat. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll give it another chance, but we'll do Radiant. Put that down there. Where's Gintama? Put that above Baki. Oh man. Uzumaki? Put Uzumaki there. Where would I put Magi? Uh, I'm gonna put Magi there. I don't. I think Magi was okay, but I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I'll put Magi there. Attack on Titan. Oh God. Attack on Titan. Oh fuck. Maybe right here. Hmm. Let me see. What other stories we got? Kubera. I actually have high expectations for Kubera. No Watchmen glam. Fine, we'll put Superman. Man, but he's bi. Why chance I'm on solo? Because this is my expectations of what my thoughts will be when I read them. Doro Hidoro. Doro Hidoro. No, don't have high expectations for Doro Hidoro. Don't read that shit. Oh, fine. We'll take off Superman. Blue Lock? Blue Lock. Yu Yu Hakusho? I've never read anything after the Dark Tournament. Um, what are my expectations for Yu Yu Hakusho? Uh, Yu Yu Hakusho. Is that how you spell it? I think so. To Your Eternity? Oof. Oh man. I did not like where that story went. But maybe the high is To Your Eternity. As March. Where's Kenshin at? My expectations for Kenshin. Ooh, this is something Glam's gonna be on my ass about. Kenshin. Uh, I maybe Kenshin here. Maybe Kenshin there. Yo, Draco, how about you suck these? Prison School. I dropped Prison School. I'll put Prison School here. Kaguya-sama? I do not have high expectations for Kaguya. I'll put Kaguya here. Kaguya-sama. Dika's War. Read Levias. What is that? Unordinary? Unordinary. Yeah, I dropped an ordinary, so. I'm put ordinary here maybe. Oh, maybe put unordinary here. $5 from Donatello. I suggest you check out Kaiju 8. It's an ongoing action horror shonen manga by Matsumoto with 46 chapters. I've heard about it before. I just never read it. Boruto? Boruto. What are my expectations for Boruto? Hmm. I'll put it above Chainsaw Man. Maybe. Eden Zero or nah? Oh, is that the Mashima's new thing? Eden's expectations for Eden Zero? Eden Zero. Put that below JJK. Quintessential quintuplets. I stopped reading that. I'm not gonna put that on here though. Favorite NBA team is LeBron. Yo, Mecha chill. Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I have not. Oh, I've heard of it. I've not read it though. I had an ordinary over JJK. I got it. I got it below. How do I feel about Russ potentially sabotaging this season? Let's not talk about that. Russ will figure it out. I hope. Hmm. I mean, I've added on a lot of series into this, huh? What's that new one? Oh, Tokyo Revengers. Where do I think I'll put Tokyo Revengers? Tokyo Revengers. What about Real? Ooh, Real. I have actually high expectations for Real. Actually, you know what? Real. Have I ever seen Black Lagoon? I have not. Have I read any Made in the Abyss? No, I have not. I've heard that's good though. Hitman Reborn. Reborn. What about Climber? Hmm. I'll put Climber here. Bao, the plan once I finish the One Piece stuff, Bao, the plan is to read like a bunch of series and to do reviews on them. Essentially, that's the plan. So like, I actually do want to read all of these. Like, I would have if I wasn't planning on making videos about these. I would have already read probably more than half of these. Zatch Bell. I do not have high expectations for Zatch Bell. Holy Land. I've only well, Holy Land. I know nothing about Holy Land. That's right. I can't read, so I mean, keep that in mind. 20th Century Boys. I do not have high expectations for 20th Century Boys. Not after reading Monster. A Silent Voice. Hmm. Vagabond as a Baki prequel. Stop. I'm assuming the reviews are going to be after completion, right? Not like arc by arc. Yeah, most of them are going to be completion. The only thing that's probably going to be different is like stuff like fucking like JoJo where it's in parts. Whenever I read JoJo, I'll probably review it in parts because it'll be a lot easier to do it that way. Beastars, Beastars. I have high expectations for Beastars. Have I seen Full Metal? Yeah, I've seen Full Metal. What I think will be the first series you'll review? Well, the first series I'm going to review is Monster. This is the first series I plan to review because I've already read this. I'll probably reread it for my review. But I've already read this and I've said I'm going to make a video about this. Already planned on making a video. After Monster, Vagabond is the first thing I plan to read. Beastars is written by Baki's daughter. Hold on. Changes everything. Negative or positive video? Both for Monster. You'd still have to do a Haikyuu review. Should I review Haikyuu? I'll probably have to reread it. Should I do a review of Haikyuu? I don't know, man. Maybe review. You ain't missing nothing. Dick is a war. Review Tokyo Ghoul. You know, Sen, after I read a bunch of these, I'll probably reread TG and then make a video about it. Your name? I'm gonna stop putting things here. I have a lot of things here now. Have I read Demon Slayer Promised Neverland? I read like the first half of the Promised Neverland, and I have not read Demon Slayer. I watched the first 9 episodes of the anime, but I had to stop watching because the voice actors were fucking pissing me off. I've said this before. Like, I dropped the Demon Slayer anime because, which is weird because people love the anime, but I couldn't stand the voice acting. And it had nothing to do with the story. The story was okay, but it had nothing to do with the story. I wanted to read the manga because I couldn't stand Tanjiro's voice actor, and I couldn't. Oh man, Nezuko, Nezuko, no. Please spare me. Dude, I didn't even get to Zenitsu. Like, I stopped on the episode before Zenitsu really got introduced. Read my donos? Donos. You're now more cheerful that you stopped reading One Piece. Yo, chill. Walls ain't soundproof, my guy. Hey, listen, I'm letting it loose. I'm letting it loose. Yeah, 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 man. Nezuko. Oh no, I know I'm going to fucking hate Zenitsu. I know the type of character Zenitsu is. I'm going to absolutely despise him. Would I rather fight a monkey with a sword 1 year from now or fight a chicken every time you open a door? I'll fight that monkey. That monkey. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I dropped the anime. It's just the voice acting. It was too, for some reason, dude. It was just like grating on my ears. I just, Most controversial opinion on any series that isn't One Piece. Well, my most controversial opinions would be on Monster, actually, and everyone knows why. It's because of Big J. Big J Ohan. Can you briefly go over what interests you in these series? Yeah, sure. Maybe I'll write something next to them. For most of them, it's Musashi slash character dynamics. I expect a lot from this themeology. So great cast. What I'm expecting from Ippo. Good character work. Deep sad boy time. Good characters. Artwork. Female lead. Drama. Well, I already read Kingdom, so I mean, I already know what I like about Kingdom. Pum Pun. Deep sad boy time. depression, bear fucking, a webtoon that doesn't turn to shit after 100 chapters, great antagonist, plus dynamic with MC, a shonen that doesn't end like doo-doo, tapping into my gay side, rocks. Being surprised at the author turning rocks into deep meaning. Good scare. Good scary time plus unique concept. Watching a good series go bad. Quirky slice of life. Good times. Romance, maybe? Silent voice. Sad times, romance. Slice of life. I like slice of life. Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm actually I'm rereading. Will probably be surprised at how much I like Yusuke. Dori Hidoro. Artwork. Cool world. Big buff bitch. Tokyo Revengers. 12-year-olds trapped in. Oh, hold on. 25-year-olds trapped in 12-year-old bodies, time traveling, figuring out how the plot makes sense. Sad boy times as well. 20th Century Boys. Watching a cool concept fail at the end. Boruto. Character interactions. Oh, hold on. 25 year. Oh. Appreciating character interactions and ignoring the actual story. Chainsaw Man. Paneling, artwork, cool concept, okay characters. Fun time. Black Clover. Finding diamonds in the rough. Did I spell that? Or is it, that's not that. That's probably it. JJK. Good fights. Yep. Eden Zero. Enjoying moments behind the cliches. Trying to ignore how much the characters look like every other character from Mashima's other works. Zatch Bell. Weird artwork. Friendship. Reborn. Nothing. Undead Unlock. Nothing. Radiant. Nothing. Blue Lock. Laughing. At its tone. Not peeping. And there we go. Yes. I don't know if I take it. Reading this and justifying not being a furry. Oh. And. Surprised at how many you got right. Hey man, listen. I got good intuition, son, alright? Definitely got this one the most though. The Innocent Climber one is spot on. Artwork, female lead drama, and being surprised that the author turning rocks into deep meaning. Top 5 arcs in Naruto all time. Ugh, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Yeah, Gintama, like the thing with Gintama, man, is Gintama is rough, dude. I read it. It's just not for me. I've just come to that conclusion. It is just not a story that's for me. What's that 20th Century Boys slander? Well, hold on, wait. What did I say about 20th Century Boys? Can I undo this? Watching a cool concept fail at the end. Why? What's wrong with that? Looking at people with triangle heads, the triangles are raw. Yeah, thanks, Khalid. Manji, listen, if it's not obvious, like I was disappointed with Monster, right? And I've heard that Monster's the best that they have to offer. And I've also heard that it's a very common trope for them to struggle with the endings of their series. Urasawa. Why do you expect okay characters from Chainsaw Man? I mean, it's basically just saying like that. That's like me saying that I think there might be a couple of characters I'm like, oh, okay, I'm horny. I like that character. Or I'm not expecting like good characters out of Chainsaw Man. I'm expecting a cool concept and people there to
push that concept forward. I'm not expecting bad characters from Chainsaw Man. I just think they're going to be all right. You know, they're going to be all right. It's just my interpretation, like my preconceived notion of it based on what people say and like posts that I've seen, essentially. I plan on reviewing series that I've already read years ago, like Naruto and FMA. Maybe, maybe depends. I mean, I got a long way to go. We'll see. I mean, if I run out of shit, then yeah, probably. Like, you know, just to get my opinions out there. But you know, that's like a long time in the future, man. But yeah, any other questions, guys? Because I'm thinking about wrapping it up pretty soon. Avatar Studios? No. Need your thoughts on Kingdom, Dritz? Well, as you like, I mean, I've said it like 100 times, but as you know, I read around 400 some odd chapters of Kingdom, and I got burned out from binging it. And I gave it a. There were some things that were also annoying me in Kingdom, like injuries not mattering and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm just gonna give it a break. I was enjoying Kingdom, and I just gave it a break because I was getting like burnt out, and I just never picked it back up. I like Kingdom. Yeah, I've heard that the anime for Boruto is significantly better than the manga. What do I like and dislike about Magi? I dislike that I can't call it Magi. Um, what did I like about Magi? Mainly, I just liked a couple characters from Magi. I was not a fan of the main character. What the hell is his name? Um, is it Aladdin? I don't like Aladdin. I liked what the hell was his friend's name? I forget. It's been so long. I liked his friend was Alibaba. I liked the girl. Alibaba. I think I had some issues with Alibaba later on in the story, but I can't remember what they were. But I remember I liked him. I liked the girl. Um, I liked Sinbad. But I remember dropping it at some point because I didn't like something that happened after like a time skip or something. It's been a really, really long time. Like I read Magi like maybe 8 years ago or something. Do I play open world games? Not really. I mean, like, I like open world games, but I haven't really been playing them much. My favorite JRPG is Tales of Symphonia, and that's a pretty big open world, and I really really love that game. Dritz, can you elaborate why you dislike the Zoro thing in Punk Hazard? I watched Naya's stream. He argued Zoro was just a kid and women are simply weaker. Which the issue is why the shit wasn't addressed. Well, the thing is that like okay, um, well I would have to talk to Naya about that, but essentially, um, the issue why I'm upset with it is that it doesn't matter that Zoro is a kid. Zoro is arguing for one thing over another. So if you're going to write in a section where Zoro essentially becomes a hardcore sexist, then there needs to be writing in a transition to that, and I think that is not in the story whatsoever. And I think that the execution of Zoro Tashigi in Punk Hazard is absolute garbage. Like I said it before, I'm not going to say garbage much, but I think it's absolute garbage because nothing came of it. Like there's no significance to that plot line in that arc. It didn't mean anything. So not only does it for me does it partially ruin Zoro's character, it partially ruins Tashigi's character because the continuity is kind of broken there. and all for just to Zoro look cool. It comes at the cost of everything like Tashigi is supposed to be. I think Tashigi took a tremendous hit from Punk Hazard. Like it's like you know how like no one cares about Tashigi anymore. That's because of Punk Hazard. Like people might not have liked Tashigi a whole lot, but she actually had good moments. But now after Punk Hazard, like why do you care? I think the lack of writing there absolutely destroys Zoro because I think Zoro is supposed to be the exact opposite of what that relationship implies. What is my biggest problem with Zoro and Wano? No continuity really with his character, and his character motivations aren't fleshed out at all, and there's no narrative written around them. He's very, very bare bones, and there's nothing attached to his character in the story. Yasu stuff didn't go anywhere. That not only was it poorly written, but it didn't go anywhere. Zoro's motivations essentially changed from wanting to avenge Yasu to I'm gonna cut Kaido to now I'm fighting King. There's like no greater meaning behind anything that Zoro's doing. Zoro's character continuity is just like all over the place. Not, and that's one of the bigger issues with him. I don't have a top 5 manga right now, Beba. I only have a top one, which is Berserk. That's one of the reasons why I want to read these manga is I want to, I want to see where things stack up in my mind, right? So I want to read more manga, become more, known, more, I guess, adept at the field, essentially, and just, formulate more of my opinions. Top 3 Yotsuba moments you would want to see animated. Backpack. Um, one thing I would like to see is it's actually probably one of my favorite scenes. And you know this is where they tell Yotsuba that she sucks at drawing and she gets all sad. That what would be my third one? I don't know what would be my third one. I don't know. My third one would be Sun. I'd have to think about it. I got to the Bonclave fake out. That's part of your video the same day the spoilers of Kinemon came out. Oh yeah. What timing? What timing? What was it about Aladdin that you dislike? Um, my thing with Aladdin is you guys know I do not like perv characters. I have an inherent dislike of perv characters. Aladdin's a perv character, partially, but also he's kind of just like bare bones. He's just like not really has much of a personality for me. I'm not interested in Aladdin, or I wasn't interested in Aladdin. I didn't really care about him or anything that he did. And I don't really think he has that many good character relations, at least from what I remember. This could change if I reread the story. Because it's been a really long time, because I really wouldn't be able to tell you a whole lot of details from the story. It's just what I remember. I remember him not having too many great character relationships. I think the only one was like Alibaba, and even then, that was kind of like, meh. Fireworks? Ooh, fireworks. Okay. What I call Berserk a 10 out of 10 series. Well, so at 10 out of 10 as far as like what's the bar for me, then yeah, I would say Berserk is like my 10. I haven't read anything that was close to it so far. Did I read the Lightning Thief series when I was younger? Is that Percy Jackson? No, I never read Percy Jackson. Oh yeah, Spy Family announcement. That's Kino. Am I reading any of these mangas on stream? No, I'm not gonna read them on stream. In order to like I plan on making videos about them, so it'd be a significantly faster for me to just read them in my free time, make notes, and then obviously make a video. While I make a 24-hour long Berserk praise video, I will be making Berserk videos. That's a thing. I'll also be making a critique of Berserk, like the things that I didn't like, essentially. Why is Mihawk down bad? Because Mihawk's not in the story, man. Basically just go to my Zoro world building section of my video. Just skip to that, and that's basically why Mihawk's down bad. Yep, that's the way I am, JDB. I find perv characters to be just absolutely disgusting. I never find them funny ever. The only time I find perv characters funny is if they evolve beyond the perv nature and like that becomes secondary to their character, or two, if there's a perv character and they're like flirting with someone that like there's a consensual relationship with, then I'm like, okay, that's just romance, right? That's not just perv. That's just a romance, and I'm fine with that. But typically in manga, perv characters are just characters that are used as like fuel for injecting fan service. Like I hate it. I hate that archetype of character. How do I feel about Sasuke's character overall? I like Sasuke. Yeah, as Glam said, example, Jiraiya. Jiraiya is a character that is a perv. He's one of the only perv characters that ended up working for me. Because he evolves past his perviness and it becomes secondary to his character. He's introduced as a perv and quirky, but then obviously that's not what you remember him for. The main criticism of your vid is the Luffy Dream section. Do you have any rebuttals to the criticisms? I haven't seen any yet. I haven't actually checked the comments. I've been kind of like chilling for the past week. Brock from Pokemon. I mean, I don't really know much about Pokemon, but yeah, Brock would be up there. Brock, Jiraiya, Mineta, Sanji, Moroku, not even mention the slice of life pervs, just lazy and recycled. Yeah. Yeah, like I was a huge fan of Inuyasha at one point in time. Didn't like Moroku. I liked the Wind Tunnel, but I didn't like Moroku. Obviously, Sanji, Mineta, awful. Brock. I mean, I don't really know much about Brock to be honest, but like what in Demon Slayer you have like Zenitsu. Like it's like in almost every story there's like a ridiculous over the top perv character. I genuinely don't like perv characters, but I can deal with them if they're not like important to the story. That's one of the reasons why like it's people like Sanji stand out a lot because not only is like his writing weird, but he's like he's essentially a rapist in disguise. But he's a main character, so it's like, dude, why do I have to keep seeing this guy? Please. But perv characters exist in real life. Yeah. Do I have to like them? I'm telling you what my least favorite character types are. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm saying that I hate them. That I don't think they provide much to a story.
If I can get an Avatar OVA and it was guaranteed to be good, what would you want it to be about? I would want an Iroh and Ozai flashback. What would I want from an Avatar OVA? Hmm. I would like, I mean, I don't know. For like an OVA for me, I wouldn't want to go back and explore something in the story. I would like to see, I don't know, I would just like to see like a slice of life, what's happening after the end of the story. So I would like to see Aang and Zuko like counseling each other, trying to like make the world better. I would like to see Iroh around. I don't know. I just like to see a little bit of slice of life after the story ended. I don't know if I'd want to like expand on something before. Like the Zuko mom stuff, I've heard that's actually not good. So I don't know if I would want that it being an OVA. Wait, Sanji a rapist? Explain what I said. He's basically a rapist in disguise. Sanji is literally a sexual predator. I go over this. He's basically no different from, and in some cases worse than what's his face, the guy from Thriller Bark. I forget his name now. What the hell is his name? Absalom. Absalom. Sanji's essentially Absalom, but he's on the Straw Hats. And I should clarify that one of the reasons this really bothers me with Sanji is that it would be different if like Sanji's morals weren't directly tied and his character directly tied into his gag. One of the reasons why Sanji's so fucking shit is that he goes directly against the things he's supposed to stand for with his actions. So like he's essentially a sexual predator who's like, yeah, women are awesome, man. Not a good look, man. He is not a white knight. He is Bill Cosby. I'm still live Christian, right? I haven't streamed in a couple months. I got to give the people what they want. Yeah, but you know what I mean when I say Bill Cosby, right? Like it's a joke. You know what I mean when I say Bill Cosby. It's like the Blizzard people that name their suite the Cosby suite. Like you know what that means when I say that. Yeah, but I haven't streamed in a while, Christian. Okay, that's the difference. All right, all right. What are you talking about? The Sanji pedo scene in movies, he was so disturbing, but I could totally see Sanji doing that in canon. Yes, Sanji would do that in canon. That's who he is. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Are you guys talking about pudding's age? Listen, Japan is fucking obsessed with barely legal
And over here, not legal women. They're just like, yeah, fuck it, yeah, you're barely past puberty. Oh yeah, I fucking love that. I'm Japanese. My life only mattered when I was in high school. Oh fuck yeah, man. 16-year-olds. But another part of that, I don't know, it's kind of weird because like they're trying to like the audience is like kids, so it's like I guess they try to create characters that are near the age of their fan base, so that's part of it as well. But it is something that Japan goes over the top with in terms of sexualizing. That's been known. Dragon, I don't know why. Like you're, like read this sentence. Despite having two father figures, people are calling Sanji a pedo, as if saying he has two father figures doesn't excuse him from being a pedo and essentially a sexual predator. What? Like the reason why it's an issue with him is, yeah, I mean Sanji literally sexually assaulted and molested Nami and Punk Hazard. That's literally what happened. Like I go over this in the video. That's what happened, and it goes against everything Sanji's supposed to stand for. But because Sanji is the living embodiment of sexism, it doesn't matter, I guess. I do the same. Cap. Molested Nami? Yes, molested Nami. Remember, Nami, whenever they switch bodies, Sanji was literally groping Nami's body for his own sexual lust and then abusing the body by smoking in it. And then whenever he was going to go run off, Nami literally couldn't trust Sanji and then sent Zoro with Sanji to try and distract Sanji from molesting her body. And that didn't stop him because then Sanji continued to do it. Yes, whenever you do something against someone's will by groping their body and doing sexual things to them, yes, molestation. That's what happens. If I were in Nami's body, I'd do far worse than Sanji. Cap. Will Shin have multiple wives when Kingdom ends? Well, I don't know what's happened in Kingdom in the past couple hundred chapters, but they'll probably just be one waifu, I'd imagine. Do I think there is a protagonist and antagonist dynamic that is close to Guts and Griffith? I mean, I haven't read it yet, Bao. Nothing that I've read's come remotely close. But you know, it probably there's probably something out there. I don't know. I haven't heard of any dynamic that I think is close. Like when I talk to people, like you formulate opinions based on what people say. I can't think of any dynamic that's popular that I think people say is close. Like I've never really seen anyone compare anything that happens in Vagabond to it. Um, yeah, I've never really seen anything else. the thing I mentioned the smoking thing is because Sanji did it without any case. Like, oh, can I do it? Oh, can I do? I'm just gonna do. What I'm saying is that like Sanji doesn't care, man. He's just satisfying his own desires. That was like part of the point. I would say Sanji's a bigger creep than Hisoka because Hisoka's not trying to hide the fact that he's fucked up. Johnny and Funny are my second favorite, but it's still not even close to Guts and Griffith. Well, there we go. All right, any last questions for the last 5 minutes, boys? I'm gonna wrap up. How high is Kinemon's wife on the waifu tier list? Probably near the bottom. Yeah. Not a big fan of whatever her name is, Suru. Is there. Sen, calm down. Honestly, just I don't think you'll find a series as good or near Berserk for you. That's fine. Berserk is, I'm fully content with Berserk being my top one, man. I just want to read stories, you know? Best shonen? I don't know. I'm not a shonen expert. Couldn't tell you. Hisoka likes little boys. Yeah, pedophilia raw, I guess. Got some more Dark Souls 3 for you today. Oh, emoji. Dritz, if you don't want to answer this, that's fine. But why did Joy Boy get that aggressive, especially since you were on good terms? I kind of talked about this earlier, Wallace, but I'm essentially going to ignore that stuff. If there's a bunch of personal history behind it, is like the answer. It's not just what it seems to be. A lot of it's just essentially personal in nature, which is the reason why he did what he did. I don't think it really panned out that well for him. So that's it. I'm just gonna kind of ignore it because I don't really think it's worthy of acknowledging. Essentially, just gonna keep it at that. Is Naruto better than One Piece? I don't know. I have to reread Naruto because I like know a lot about One Piece and I know less about Naruto than I do One Piece. So it's kind of not fair. Can Luffy only be free so long as he remains strong? It depends. Now it's right. Yeah, I'm being facetious, Bill. Hisoka's a bad guy. Do I have the fourth Great Ninja War over one at this point? I'd have to read the fourth Great Ninja War, but I think they'd probably be pretty close to each other. What did I think about the Kinemon thing? Also, hi Matt, I saw you. I mean, I think the Kinemon thing kind of speaks for itself, right? I mean, not good. 24-hour stream, no. If there was a free-for-all power tournament with all of the Emperors, Marines, and Warlords, who would win and why? Luffy. Let's see here. Let's see. JDB says JB just needs time to cool down, right? No, probably not. I think this is sort of just like a defining moment. You know, I don't think there's any cooling down, and that's just the way it is, man. Did I ever cry while reading One Piece? Numerous times. Have I read Crows? It's a delinquent manga. No, I've not. I've not even heard of it. Crows. Fucking crows, mate. Fucking crows, bro. Anyway, lads, I'm going to call it quits from here. So, I will talk to you all later. Don't know when I'm going to stream next. It might be a long time before I stream again. I might just work on the video. We'll see. This will be put onto my secondary channel. I might cut a little bit of it. But yeah. I will catch everyone later. Peace out.